Hey guys, let's get more news about Steelers, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. First call, Steelers reportedly getting closer on QB situation. Bill Cowher endorses Russell Wilson. We might have some movement on the Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback front, and it may be Aaron Rodgers related. Bill Cowher has some thoughts on what the Steelers should do at quarterback. A little controversy is following a new Steeler out of Cleveland. And we have an update on Alex Ovechkin's pursuit of Wayne Gretzky's record. All that in Wednesday's first call. Dragging on. NFL reporter Josina Anderson posted on social media that the Steelers may be getting closer to a resolution with their quarterback situation. That resolution may center around Aaron Rodgers. Worth noting, one league source told me earlier today that the #Steelers* feel like they're getting closer on their quarterback situation, Anderson posted on Tuesday. In their mind, that optimism pertained to Aaron Rodgers. Let's see if that sentiment is mutually held towards the consummation of a deal at some point. That point may be as late as the NFL draft. That was the speculation of NFL media's Ian Rappaport earlier this week. However, the protracted quarterback situation appears to be wearing thin with defensive captain Cameron Heyward. "I want to play football," Heyward said on his Not Just Football podcast this week. "I'm tired of talking about the quarterback situation. I'd rather have it done. I don't know what ends up happening. I don't know, man. I'm ready to move on in free agency. There is too much going on." Heyward seemed especially peeved with waiting on Rodgers. "Either you want to be a Pittsburgh Steeler or you don't. It's that simple," Heyward said. Is Cowher sour on Rodgers? Appearing on Tuesday's Dan Patrick Show, Bill Cowher seemed underwhelmed about the idea of Rodgers as a starting quarterback in 2025. Can he still throw it? Yes. Is he mobile enough? I think so. But does he really want to play? The longer you wait, you just have to wonder, where is his heart, and how much does he really want to do it, Cowher said. I always think when somebody starts talking about retirement, they've already checked the box. So they've checked out to some degree. The former Steelers coach added that retaining Russell Wilson may be a better choice for the Steelers. "I personally think that Russell Wilson is your best choice," Cowher said. "It's going to be a better offensive line room with Troy Fautanu coming back and moving Broderick Jones to left tackle. I think you're looking at the best receiver core you're gonna have in a long time, if they can keep George Pickens. That'll be the next conversation that you will have to have. Roman Wilson was a guy they were counting on last year. Calvin Austin III stepped up. I think the offense as a whole, with Arthur Smith in his second year, in theory, should take a step forward." Cowher made it sound like familiarity should play a role in the decision-making process if it comes down to a choice between Wilson and Rodgers. They had a chance to work with Justin. They had a chance to work with Russell. You know who they are, and they know the system as well. You lost Justin. Russell is still out there, Cowher said. From Wilson's standpoint, Cowher also downplayed the 5-game losing streak the Steelers endured at the end of the season, claiming that the strength of schedule and other factors influenced that result beyond just the QB play. Mel Kiper Jr. amazed Steelers let Justin Fields walk. "What the heck's going on here?" By Alex Kozora posted on March 19, 2025 at 6:40 a.m. Though most of his time this portion of the year is spent focusing on the players of the future, lead ESPN draft analyst Mel Kiper Jr. couldn't help but react to the Pittsburgh Steelers' decision-making at quarterback that allowed Justin Fields to walk. Wrapped up in the Aaron Rodgers saga like everyone else, a flummoxed Kiper couldn't wrap his head around Pittsburgh's path. "I'm amazed that Justin Fields was allowed to leave the building," Kiper said on ESPN's First Take Tuesday. "That was just me. I thought Justin Fields 4-2 should have been 6-0 if the defense would have done their job. Young quarterback, mid-20s with all the talent in the world." Fields got the nod after Russell Wilson battled summer calf injuries. Playing smarter and within the scheme, the Steelers led the AFC North through the first 6 weeks. An elite defense helped pave the way, but Fields did his job, cutting down turnovers and using his legs to finish drives. Our latest video's Kuiper's reference to the 2 losses came against the Indianapolis Colts and Dallas Cowboys. The defense allowed a final seconds touchdown against Dallas while taking time to adjust to Joe Flacco against Indy. But blame can be spread around in both defeats, games where the offense didn't exactly light up the scoreboard. Pittsburgh made a play to retain Fields, but he left the team to take a better contract, and perhaps what he perceived as a stronger opportunity, with the New York Jets. There, he gets a clean slate and reunites with college teammate W.R. Garrett Wilson. Kuiper thinks the idea of continuity and being able to build in one place would have sold Fields on staying. I'm just amazed that Justin Fields isn't a Pittsburgh Steeler. I thought for sure, he even said at the end of the year, people said, well, he didn't want to be there. He said at the end of the year, I'd love to be in the same offense 2 years in a row. And he wasn't allowed to be in that same offense 2 years in a row because he was moving on to the Jets. So that was one that had me just scratching my head saying, what the heck's going on here? That's the risk Pittsburgh took when they entered 2024 with their entire quarterback room on expiring contracts. There was value in it, low-risk investments that gave the organization time to evaluate. But they lacked ideal clarity on the other side of the season, and without the use of the franchise tag, didn't have leverage to retain any of their quarterbacks. NFL rumors: Pittsburgh Steelers reportedly getting closer to finding out 2025 starting quarterback, but will it be Aaron Rodgers? NFL rumors: Pittsburgh Steelers reportedly getting closer to finding out 2025 starting quarterback, but will it be Aaron Rodgers? The Steelers are coming off a playoff season, but they ended the year in disappointing fashion, losing their last 5 games, including to the Baltimore Ravens in the wild card round of the playoffs. Justin Fields, who signed a 2-year deal with the Jets, went 4-2 as a starter for Pittsburgh before he was benched for Russell Wilson. The 10-time Pro Bowl quarterback went 6-1 in his first 7 starts after coming back from a calf injury, but collapsed in the back half. Wilson is a free agent as well, according to NFL insider Josina Anderson. The Steelers believe they're getting closer to figuring out who their starting quarterback will be in 2025. In their mind, that optimism pertained to Aaron Rodgers, noted Anderson. It makes sense for Rodgers to choose the Steelers over the Giants if the Vikings aren't interested in him. Pittsburgh has a more solid foundation under head coach Mike Tomlin and has wide receiver weapons in the recently acquired DK Metcalf and George Pickens. However, the Steelers' offensive line did struggle in pass protection in 2024, allowing a pressure rate of 38.6%, 29th in the NFL. The Giants, meanwhile, have been floundering the last 2 seasons under general manager Joe Schoen and head coach Brian Daboll, with both on the hot seat. New York owns the 3rd overall pick after coming off a 3-14 season where they set a franchise record for most losses in a season. For Rodgers, the choice between stability and rebuild could be the deciding factor in the days ahead. Are you a fan? What do you think about Aaron Rodgers' situation? Leave your opinion in the comments.